Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very late January TBR. As I'm filming this, it's January 9th. Know that I have been working on these books, but I want to get back into the habit of posting monthly TBRs and monthly wrap-ups, hopefully. First off, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is my second channel where I talk about books, motherhood, and gardening. No gardening right now, it's the middle of winter, but spring, summer, fall, there will be gardening content here too. My main channel is focused on beauty, mostly project panning, so if that's something that interests you, the link is down in the description box, but that's enough rambling. Let's hop into my January TBR and some of my reading plans for the month and the future. So I've decided that I would love to follow Stephanie's Book Versus TBR Star Hops. I will link her down below, and her TBR Star Hop, which is her TBR game. It's my absolute favorite I've ever watched. I don't know why, but I watch and rewatch her TBR Star Hops all the time. She has a playlist, and sometimes I'll just let that play. Her game is so much fun, and for some reason it's just captivated me. And it allows, like, some months are easier, other months are really hard, and just like the complete mystery of it all is just really captivating to me, as I already said. So I have decided to follow along with, my hair is now short, I chopped it off and I don't know what to do with it right now. Follow along with her rolls. So sometimes we end up with 14 books on our TBR, and other times we end up with 4. And of course I have other things I'm adding on as well, but let me just hop into it. I will link January TBR Star Hop down below. I encourage you to go watch it. It's a ton of fun, and then you'll be able to see the rolls and all of that. Yeah, okay, for roll number 1, the prompt was fantasy with a beautiful cover. And I laid out all of the fantasy that I either have commitments for or like continuations of series that I have, and I actually let my middle son, Wyatt, choose which one he thought was beautiful. And he chose The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas because he said it looks like Elsa from Frozen. So this is what we are putting on for this first prompt, and this is actually perfect because this is a buddy read for me in January, a buddy read with my friend Rebecca. Actually, I'm filming this on Rebecca's birthday, so happy birthday again, Rebecca. I will link Rebecca's Bookstagram down below. She just started one. I'm very excited for her, and her and I have very similar reading tastes. She's my real life best friend, and I'm so lucky to have a best friend that has a similar reading taste to me, and we swap books, and I'm very excited to buddy read the Throne of Glass series with her this year. Assassin's Blade is the collection of novellas that is like a prequel to the series, so this is what we are starting with, and I needed to fit this on my January TBR anyways. Second was an audiobook, and as TBR Star Hop went up later than usual in the month of January, she allowed like books we've already read in the month to go on. So I've actually already read this book, and that is Cress by Marissa Meyer. This is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles. A goal of mine is to finish off series. This is my longest outstanding series that I started. Does that make any sense? Maybe, maybe not. And I did get this from my library, the physical book, and I also read the majority of this via audiobook, so I'm counting it. I did finish the last little bit physically, but I was trying so hard to finish this and really struggled through this 3rd book that I had the audiobook going while reading physically, like mixed together, and then other times I was just listening to the audiobook while I drove or while I was in the shower, and sometimes I just sat on the couch and read it and just skipped ahead to where I was. This took me forever, but I have finally finished this book, but that was for audiobook. Third was Royalty. I'm actually going to read The Grace of Kings, which is Stephanie's Book Versus first channel read along. Why am I struggling to talk? This is a 4-book series that we are starting. The first book we are reading in the month of January. My physical copy is not supposed to arrive until the 25th of January. So I am trying to get it from a local library so I can start reading it, or else I'm going to be really crunched for time to read it before the live show for the channel read along. And of course, the fun in participating in a read along is reading the book with everybody. I'm a part of the Discord, and then also being a part of the live show and having actually read the book. So I don't think I'll be able to read it fast enough if I wait until it arrives, the one I purchased. I actually don't really know anything about this except for it's a historical Asian inspired fantasy series, and there's royalty because it's called The Grace of Kings. Very political in nature. It sounds right up my alley. I trust Stephanie wholeheartedly. Her and I have very similar reading tastes for the most part. So I'm very much looking forward to starting that series with her and everyone who's joining the read along. Roll number 4 was a book that starts with S. I am reading Shiver by Ali Reynolds. I've actually just started this last night. This is a wintry thriller that I'm reading for the Book Therapy Book Club. This is a collaborative book club with Bookstagrammers. I heard about it from the Bookish Mama, who is one of my favorite Bookstagrammers actually, Allison. And they are hosting this on Geneva, which is a chat-only book club for us introverts who don't want to join a Zoom call. I don't mind joining a Zoom call. I have other book clubs that are via Zoom, but yeah, I didn't really like December's book club pick, which was pitched as like a wintry holiday rom-com romance situation. It definitely was not. So wintry thriller I think is more up my street. This says it started as a reunion and ended with murder. I'm very 25 pages in. This group of 5 friends was invited for a reunion at an abandoned ski resort, or like a closed ski resort, and they're like, oh, who spent all this money to get them to open this up to us? Wow, this is so special. Everyone thinks someone else invited them. It's very atmospheric so far and cold, and you know that their friend group used to be 7 and now there's only 5 left, but you don't really know what is happening. So I think I'm really going to like this book, and I like mixing in a thriller every once in a while. And the 5th and final TBR Star Hop was a TikTok book. And for that, I'm choosing Flock by Kate Stewart. My friend Rebecca, again, really wants me to read this, and I see this on Book Talk all the time. Rebecca told me it's kind of like a romance / thriller. I'm not really sure. It says, can you keep a secret? I grew up sick. Let me clarify. I grew up believing that real love stories include a murder or demand great sacrifice to be worthy. Because of that, I believed it, because I made myself believe it, and I bred the most masochist of romantic hearts, which resulted in my illness. When I lived this story, my own twisted fairy tale, it was unbeknownst to me at the time because I was young and naive. I gave into temptation and fed the beating beast, which grew thirstier with every slash, every strike, every blow. Triple Falls wasn't at all what it seemed, nor were the men that swept me under their wing, but in order to keep them, I had to be in on their secrets. That's all I'm going to read. That sounds very intense. Rebecca absolutely loved this, and I'm very excited. This is another series I'm starting. Oh boy. This is the Ravenhood series. I just kind of realized that. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't fully think that through, but here we are. And then I have 2, maybe 3 other buddy read / book club commitments. So the first, I'll have to pop in a picture again, is the 30 Things I Love About Myself. This is for Samantha March's membership book club, her YouTube membership book club. We meet on Zoom and it's a book club every other month, and Samantha gave this 5 stars. It's about an Indian British woman, I believe, who is turning 30 and wants to come up with 30 things she loves about herself. So it's kind of like a feel-good, chick lit kind of book, and I definitely will appreciate fitting that in with all of the other books I have going on in January. And secondly, I joined Stephanie Bookverse's Patreon, which I'm very excited about. She just started it in January, and she's been saying on her channel a while that she wants to read Malice by John Gwynne. And I bought this based on Abby Salter and Jessie May's recommendation. Both of them loved this, and it's definitely a series I would love to get into. Again, I like going in to my books relatively blind. And the tagline on the back of this, well, on the front it says, "Even the brave will fall," and it says, "The world is broken and it can never be made whole again." This is a very intense adult fantasy series. It's 4 books long, I believe, and they're all very chunky. But this is the first Patreon buddy read for Stephanie Bookverse, and I'm very excited to finally read this. I've had it on my shelf for quite a while. Well, my receipt is stuck in here. Since July. I bought this in July and still haven't read it, and this is the perfect opportunity. I'm paying for Patreon, and that's all the motivator I need to read this. And the third tentative one is Throne of Glass, the second / first in the series, for my buddy read with Rebecca. Maybe we'll get to 2 in the month. I'm not sure. Depends on how fast I can read them. So that is everything on my January TBR. Like I said, 7-8 books is probably pushing it for me, but I'm going to try it really hard. This is my stack plus The Grace of Kings and 30 Things I Love About Myself, but I have already finished Cress this month, and I have read a saga volume this month so far, and I've already started Shiver. So we'll see how we go. January is actually my birthday month. The 29th is my birthday, and I will definitely receive books for my birthday. That's always like at the top of my birthday wish list. So maybe I will read those. I can probably push those until February. It's only like, what, 3 days before February. But I will definitely try and fit those on my February TBR then, when I get books for my birthday. But I'm very excited about all of these, and I like the variation. So I already read this YA sci-fi, but I have some fantasy, some thrillery books, and I love having a good mix, plus the chick lit book. So I think that will work out really well for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you plan on reading in the month of January. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!